Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pixie, otherwise known as Pixie StarCraft, bringing you a game on Daybreak between FXOLeenock, spawning up here in the top right corner of Daybreak, and StartaleParting. That's kind of a mouthful. Our Protoss player spawning down here in the bottom left-hand side. Daybreak, of course, being a two-player map. But before I get into the sort of the game logistics, I'm just gonna introduce myself. I'm Pixie. That's my ID on BattleNet, you could say. Well, it is, so you can say it because it actually is. I've been casting for a couple months now, and this is sort of, I guess, an audition that I'm doing for the IPL 5 preliminary rounds. So I'm going to be doing my best. This is, I believe, a game from, I'm just trying to recall what tournament this is from. I know it's on the tip of my tongue. It'll probably get back to me in a little bit. This is also a PDZ, which is one of my favorite matchups. I am a Protoss player. That's a little bit more about me. So we'll have to see how Parting fares against Leenock. Leenock is a fantastic Zerg player. Just not getting a GSL title against Jockji. That was actually a ZVT. But I'm only bringing that up because Parting is also fantastic against Terrans. He's probably one of, if not the best, Protoss versus Terran players of all time right now. Of course, both of these players are Koreans, so they do play a lot in the GSL, where they are playing against the best of the best. So we are seeing a Forge Fast Expand coming out from StartaleParting right now. Looks like a 14 pool goes down for Leenock. Very standard play. No special cheeses going on for either player right now, which is, kind of standard for both of them. We are seeing probes move across the map, and overlords too. Now, touching back on that Protoss versus Terran, as a Protoss player, I've learned so much from Parting just because he's really new, innovative styles. Right now, the ladder is just getting beat up with Protosses who just do these 5-gate to 7-gate timing pushes, and Terran just can't hold them very well, and people are starting to cry that maybe Protoss is a little bit overpowered, so we'll have to see where that goes. Now, the hatch does go down for Leenock now, so the game is getting underway. Probably not going to see any action for quite a bit, as both players are just sort of getting set up. Forge is down now, Nexus as well. Gateway also going down. This is the build I like to do, where you get that Nexus down as fast as possible. A lot of Protosses also like to do this. Pylon being set up, so it looks like everything is going perfectly right now for StartaleParting, who's actually, I was about to say StartaleLegend because that is what it's saying, but believe me, this is Parting. StartaleLegend is actually the observer, the official observer for the GSL. He does all the observing work. So when you're watching Artosis and Tasteless cast, it's StartaleLegend who's doing all the zipping around the map, and he's great at his job. I mean, I'm sure all of you who have watched GSL remember that whenever a nuke goes off, you can see the nuke fly right into your screen. That's Parting's doing. So it looks like, or rather, Legend's doing. Parting is actually the one who's scouting around. He's going to scout this third base, making sure there's no cheese going on, because, as a Protoss, you want to make sure that all 3 hatches are down. Probe does block in time, actually throwing down the Cyber Core just in the nick of time. We do see gases are being mined from right now, both gases actually. So we'll have to see what StartaleParting is going to do. I'm going to have to restrain myself. I keep going to say Legend. It's bad. We see like a gas going down now for Leenock, so we're going to see that he's probably going to be looking to grab Zergling speed very shortly, and that's sort of a necessary upgrade for actually catching that probe. Good call. Sending in the Overlord now to make sure that there's nothing tricky going on. What Zergs like to do is make sure they can see the gas timing, so he's going to be putting his Overlord right there on top of this thing so he can see the gas. And when Zergs know Protoss's gas timings, they can sort of narrow down, what the Protoss thinks he's going to be doing. So we are seeing a standard play. 3 hatches now. That sort of means that the Zerg is sort of committed to a macro position where he won't be doing anything completely out of the ordinary. Leenock, I mean, he demonstrated at the MLG Providence Finals against Naniwa that he knows how to roach rush. I think he roach rushed almost every single game, and he actually took that Finals. So, I mean, you got to be careful because this player like Leenock really knows what he's doing. If it's in a macro game, if it's in a I guess a rush game. I'm trying to find the correct vernacular. So we do see a third gas go down right now for our Protoss player, meaning that he is sort of committed to doing some sort of push which requires a little bit more gas, and he is getting a sentry right now. Chrono boosting his warp gate, getting a +1 attack upgrade, rather, excuse me. So it looks like he is actually going to be adding some gates now. He's going to be going for a timing push. Looks like 5 gates are now on the way. This is a good timing push because it allows you to put a lot of pressure on a Zerg's third base, and he needs to be, on his A game to defend it. We're seeing a layer now being morphed and a second gas being added. What will this drone be? A roach horn. Roaches are being increasingly used more and more in Protoss vs. Zerg right now. There is the proxy pylon. Fantastic location, just obscured by that vent right there. Now, roaches are extremely good, as Stefano has demonstrated. If you've been following the pro scene, you'll know that Stefano is a French Zerg player who just uses roaches so well. Now, ooh, will these Zerglings actually spot this pylon? They do. The Overlord actually grabs it, so this pro will have to run away. They target down the pylon so that no warp-ins can happen. But there is another pylon right here, actually warping in right now. The pylon will not go down as Parting actually saves it. But a lot of lings are out right now in the production tab. We are only seeing 2 lings being made, but more will have to be made to defend this push. Roach is now actually on the way, and roaches are just what StartaleParting needs right now, because Zealots versus roaches do not do a lot of damage. We are seeing sentries move out. Ooh, these sentries could get caught out of position to get sniped. Oh, fantastic force fields, putting them right down in the little cube, or I guess triangle. Wow, great force fields right now. I'm not even saying that as a Protoss player, but that was absolutely fantastic. They trapped all the lings in that one little location. They're all going to get taken out. This is going to buy time for the roaches to move on down here to the third now, so it is relatively safe, though. He could add on more stalkers, a lot of sentries right now. This is absolutely what he needs. He could get caught in a really bad position if these sentries get good force fields down, though. Ooh, wow. I mean, the force fields do trap 2 roaches. I mean, they did have an opportunity to catch more, but it looks like Parting was focused on other things. Looks like, ooh, a big engagement moving in right now. Parting is actually opting to stay out of it just for the moment, because there are a lot of roaches and lings and spine crawlers being added. Looks like StartaleParting is actually going to go for a counterattack. Brilliant play right now. He's going to run in and see what he can do. There is nothing blocking this right now, meaning that a counterattack would be massive. Looks like Parting is actually going to head home because he has better things to do than just chill out with a whole bunch of roaches. And there are a lot of roaches on the field right now. There are 18 roaches. Looks like the lings are going to slip into the base. Oh, this is so annoying as a Protoss player. You just have to expect this, especially when you're playing against someone of StartaleParting's caliber. It's actually going to have to pull probes into the gas right now. And ooh, they're just going to run right up into the main base and see exactly what's going on, which is not much because there are only 4 gates right now. The tech is just not progressed, but a robo is going out, so it looks like he will have to... Well, the Zealots are warped in, actually, so he will not have to do anything because they're already warped in. So, I mean, StartaleParting actually did move in and now has a hefty supply advantage. He's up 20 supply and is moving across the map with these roaches right now. Parting at the same time going to be trying to take a third base, more than likely, because it is around that timing, and he does have enough sentries that I believe he could take a safe third base with perfect force fields. Probe is still moseying across the map, and there is a proxy pylon here, meaning that some aggression could be put underway on its third, but it looks like probes are, or rather Zerglings, are already going to be scouting around the map to make sure that there's no funny business. Now it actually looks like a roach force is taking the long way around to avoid any being spotted by this, well, I guess any scouts that Parting has on the map. But the roaches will be there now. The third base is actually now going down, so more stalkers being added to combat this roach force, which looks like it's just going to be making sure there are no proxy pylons in this area. Looks like 2 stalkers will barely miss this roach army. Actually, no, turning around, so they will catch these roaches and see what is going on. In StartaleParting's base, we are seeing roach speed finish and roach burrow actually queued up to go, so it looks like he will be utilizing a large roach force. In Parting's base, we are seeing 2 pylons. Well, I guess that's not very noteworthy, but at the same time, we are seeing, first of all, the proxy pylon was grabbed, but also Blink is on its way now, so this is really good because Blink stalkers are excellent against roaches if you have them in high numbers. Looks like roaches are going to be moving in here. The observer will spot them, though. StartaleParting has a very large force right now. He also has 1/1 upgrades to the 0/0 of these roaches, so these roaches need to be so careful right now. Actually, Parting moving out, wants to save these rocks, going to force them into a great position. Ooh, wow, fantastic force fields going down, but this looks like his Zealots are slightly trapped. Another force field goes down, which is not very good because it's actually obscuring these Zealots right now. They cannot get into these roaches. However, there are... man, that's a massive force for Parting right now, so these roaches are going to have to back off. And this time, a third base did go down. Looks like they're going to try to move over to this third base, but Parting knows what's up. He has incredible game sense. He's going to be blocking that. At the same time, wow, 22 lings on the way. Supply jumping up to 150 for StartaleParting right now, as well as the Spire. Now, this is something that I've noticed that Zergs are doing a lot more right now. It's definitely a Stefano-esque. Basically, what they'll do is they'll just... Ooh, actually, Immortals in this mixture. Wow, fantastic force fields grabbing these roaches. Parting has just been on top of his game right now, even moving his sentries back right now. Now, wow, a lot of links on the way. Now, what a lot of players like to do, especially Zergs, well, I guess only Zergs, because only Zergs have Mutalisks, is what they'll do is they'll go for mass Roach play, and then they'll just switch into Mutalisks super quickly, and it'll confuse their Protosses because they've been focusing so much on these Roaches that all of a sudden Mutas are in their main base killing all their stuff because they have, you know, a lot of gas built up. Looks like FXOLeenock is just trying to get the upper hand right now, also morphing a Baneling Nest, which means that he's looking to do some sort of Baneling play, which is going to be pretty helpful once to take care of a lot of these Zealots, but it looks like, wow, Parting has split his army so well right now. Roaches are moving in fantastic force, so it's catching these Lings, going to kill all of them. FXOLeenock going to try and run to the main base, but unfortunately that wall is deceiving. Roach is still stuck outside. Parting has done a fantastic job of defending right now, but in this time FXOLeenock has got his 4th base up, and he has got a lot of tech going, and Mutas are on the way, so what he's doing right now is he's just basically trying to keep Parting on his toes until those Mutas are out, and when those Mutas are out, he's going to destroy all these probes, but it looks like, awkward, a lot of probes actually being caught and not being able to mine right now. Because of these cannons which he's placed, but a fantastic job scouting because cannons are going to deny all these Mutalisks, and he's just really been on top of this game right now. There's no real way for Mutas to get into his base, and he's just going to have to, I guess he's made this sort of investment for naught, because Mutas are something that you don't really want to engage the main Protoss army with. So it looks like he's going to try to find a weak spot right now. Lings are going to be moving over, and this is going to be catching him slightly out of position because there's army's going to have to move over here, though. Looks like he's just trying to play this game of cat and mouse right now to try and get into the main base, and Party's actually going to be caught out of position right now. If the Lings are going to move up into the main base and see nothing is there right now, oh, this is a bad spot for Parting because he could get a big surround, but it looks like, wow, amazing force field's going to force FXOLeenock all the way back right now. Parting is just keeping his army clumped up, which is really what you need to do, because if it is split up, these Lings are just going to pick it apart in seconds. FXOLeenock is actually getting close to maxed right now. He's going to go ahead and take out this Forge, which is really necessary for the upgrades. He's still only at 1-2. He's actually going to go into the main base. Wow, amazing Blink actually gets these guys out, and FXOLeenock is going to do a lot of damage. Parting is in a really bad spot, but is it worth it? Because he's going to lose all of his army. He's going to lose all of his Lings. He's going to snipe the Templar Archives, so that's such a big deal, and these Mutas are actually going to go ahead and just wreak havoc, but Parting is on top of it because he's already moved his Stalkers down there. And FXOLeenock is going to lose all of his forces, and for the damage he did, a Forge and a Templar Archives, I mean, was it really worth it? He's remaxing right now, or rather getting close to that. A lot of Templar are already out on the field, though, and he's rebuilding his Templar Archives. Checking out the units lost tab, we do see that FXOLeenock has lost almost 4,000 more resources worth of units, and ooh, Muta's actually going to fly in here. Probes being pulled immediately. Blinking underneath, though. Wow, Muta's taking a lot of damage. Lings are trying to move in here. Oh, man, more Muta's taking a lot of damage right now. FXOLeenock is not on top of his A-game. Or rather, not on top of his game, and not bringing his A-game, because he is just being deflected right now. He's lost a massive army for a very poor trade right now. He does have a 4th base up, but is not saturated at all. Actually, just now transferring drones over, it looks like. So it looks like he's switched into Mutiling right now, trying to do some damage, but it looks like it is not happening. Parting just has this base under wraps right now. A lot of these Templar are just sort of chilling, waiting till they have high energy, because the Templar Archives is being rebuilt. A Forge is also being rebuilt right now. He understands that, you know, upgrades are very important. So it looks like FXOLeenock is just trying to do what he can do, but it looks like the Protoss will be maxed relatively soon, and with these Templar, he's going to be, or rather FXOLeenock is going to be in a lot of trouble. Banelings being morphed right now, I think that's a really good call, just because these Banelings are kind of necessary to break through this army, especially, I mean, I don't know, because there are a lot of Stalkers, and these Baneling hits will do a lot of damage, I mean, initially, but, I mean, forfeiting all those Zerglings for it, is that a good call? But he's actually going to move in right now, and Party's moved his army away. He's going to be a little bit indecisive right now, and the Mutas are going to go over here. The Observer's going to scout them. There are so many Mutas on the field right now. 2 massive engagements going on right now. How many Mutas is that? That is 29 Mutas, and he's also blinking on top of this. He's going to lose a lot of Mutas right now. These Mutas are upgraded. But another big engagement over here. Storm's going down, killing all the Banelings and Lings. Oh, man. FXOLeenock is just in such a bad position right now, as the Mutas are going to fly in and try to combat this force the best they can. Morphing Archons right now. Banelings, not the best force fields, actually. I mean, protecting the sentries, but a lot of big hits going off. I take that back. Those are really good force fields, because, I mean, Stalkers, well, they're expendable, but you really got to save the sentries. Man, Mutas are just going to wreak havoc on these very, very important sentries, which are just getting short. Only 2 sentries left. One of them has full energy, however. And I mean, these Mutas are just taking so much damage. He's switching back into Roaches, though. He's also going to be switching into Broodlords in a second, so he's done a lot of economic damage. If we check out the units killed tab, he's killed 16 probes, which is not as much as I assume he'd like to kill. Looks like 2 Templars over here. They don't have enough for Storms, though. These are going to get sniped really quickly. Mutas, however, are going to take a lot of big hits, but Roaches are streaming across the map in massive numbers right now. And will he have enough? He does have 2 Immortals, which should be enough. However, they are only 2-1 to these Roaches, which are 2-0. So he is actually has the upper hand right now. Leenock has just been switching back and forth between techs, but his Greater Spire is now on the way. Let's see if we can find where is that Greater Spire. It is here, meaning that Broodlords will be on the map relatively soon. And Parting has so many Stalkers right now. I mean, he's in a good position to deal with Broodlords. However, I mean, he's going to need some higher tier units than just Mass Stalker to deal with them. If Leenock gets caught out of position, these Broodlords, will fall. But Broodlords have massive range, meaning that, it's not easy to get caught out of position if you're careful. It looks like, ooh, he has to be really careful right now because Mutas are actually going to go ahead. Will they snipe the third? It looks like they will almost get the third. It looks like, yes, they will get the third. Oh, no. Leenock is being so indecisive right now. He has to go snipe the... Oh, he's actually... I have no words, guys. That was bad on Leenock's part. He was really indecisive, lost a lot of units, and did not kill the third. And now Parting's in a great position to take his 4th base. Ah, man, Leenock is just really struggling right now. But the Greater Spire is on the way, and that could turn the tide of battle if he, gets in a really good position. Because right now, checking out the units lost tab, it is massively in Parting's favor. Corruptors are on the way. So are Banelings being morphed right now. Looks like another pronged attack is coming in here, but there are just so many Stalkers right now. Blinking on top of this army. Parting is just in such a good place. He's also getting his 4th up, which is really necessary soon. Broodlords are being morphed. Where are they being morphed at? They are being morphed right here. And this is sort of what Leenock needs right now. But he also needs Infestors, because without Infestors, I mean, he'll just get blinked underneath, and all his, all his Broodlords will die. Because without Infestors to complement your army, you're in a bad place. Although he does not have as much gas as he would like right now, only on the 5 bases. And with this Warp Prism here, warping in more Zealots, he's actually going to have to pull all of his army back to deal with his Baneling hits going off. And the Warp Prism is still out here, but it looks like the Mutas will clean this up. Let's check out the EPM tab right now, guys. They're both averaging around 250, with Leenock jumping up to around 300 right now, so they're both doing a lot of stuff. 5th base also being grabbed right now, so a somewhat of a double expand for StartaleParting. But Broodlords are on the map, and he needs to be so careful because he is now finally getting his Infestors out, and the Starport is only about halfway done, meaning that he will not have a Mothership very shortly. And wow, that's so many Broodlords. 12 Broodlords with 1 attack. That is absolutely massive. So he's going to try to blink around. He needs to be so careful. Big Storms going off on the Broodlords, actually. Wow. Damaging a lot. I mean, Storms are not... I mean, Storms can't kill a Broodlord outright, but they can damage it. But Queens are actually here moseying across the map to actually do transfuses. That's so good. Look at this. Parting is just outmaneuvering the Broodlords, splitting his army up into 2 locations. Actually, 3 locations now. He's going to force the entire army to come back. And the Broodlords are might get caught in a position if he's not too careful with them, because they're just flying across the map to keep this location safe. Now it looks like this will get cleaned up, but it will delay the push significantly, meaning that he will have time to get this 5th base down, and also he might be able to grab a fleet beacon, which is actually going down as I speak. His upgrades are going to have time to come out, and his Broodlords are kind of out of position right now because only some Queens here and some Broodlords here, and Stalker's actually moving across. They're going to try to blink under. Now there are so many Broodlords that it's just you really need to have more Stalkers if you want to deal with it at the moment. And you want Storms to definitely soften them up. But here they go. They're moving in. Leenock knows what he's doing. This High Templar is going to go in and get a big Storm on almost all the Broodlords. Another big Storm, bringing them down to about half health. This is massive. The Queens are all the way over here, and they need... I mean, they're all full on energy, so they're going to be transfusing these Broodlords. But look, wow, almost all of them are in the orange or red, except for this one, which is still at full health, and he's just laughing because he's like, ha ha, alright, you guys. So it looks like Stalkers are moving in. Going to try and sort of blink in and do their best right now, but unfortunately it looks like they're going to have to move out because they just cannot fare well against Massive Roach Army, guys. This game has been going on for quite a while. This is a fantastic macro game. I definitely love this. Look at this. Broodlord's moving into a perfect position to siege this right now. I mean, this sort of caught out position. He's actually going to snipe some Infestors and Queens, which is so necessary. A big fungal goes down, meaning they're going to be caught out by these roaches. But it looks like the upgrades are on Parting's side, and he does have Blink, so he's going to blink away. This base, unfortunately, will go down, as there are just too many Broodlords, and also the Immortals will go down, which are just really necessary against roaches. But he does have this 4th, or I guess it was a 5th initially, but it's been turned into a 4th up here. Mothership is on the way, as are the Void Rays, which are really, really necessary right now because he just needs air units to combat this. He's going to be heading into his main base and just going to be hunkering down. These Broodlords are going to chew through everything like butter until he can get that Mothership out, which he desperately needs. He's, I think he might be going for Archons because that's really, really also quite good. Looks like the cannon will get chewed up. Parting is just going to have to hunker down right now. He is really low on supply. How many gateways does he have? He only has, let's see, warping in about 7. So he's about 7 gateways right now, which is not the best because you really need more gateways. Third base now going down. StartaleParting is just eating through everything. He's trying to harass over here, but it looks like he actually did get that base, which is absolutely fantastic. That's exactly what he needs to do. However, Broodlords are just chewing through everything. Mothership will be out very soon, though, and that's really necessary right now because I don't think StartaleParting knows about this base up here. Let's just grab his view. No, he does not know this is going on. So it looks like, oh man, a lot of, ooh, wow, good feedback's going on, and a storm right now, so these roaches are going down. However, it looks like a Void Ray is here, and the Void Ray will be eating away at these, but Corruptors are here to save the day for StartaleParting right now. So what is Parting going to do? I mean, there are so many Broodlords out on the map right now. The Void Rays are here, and they are eating up some of these Broodlords. He is now only down to 8, so 4 Broodlords have been killed, and he is, I guess, going for somewhat of a base trade. The Mothership is here, but he does not have anything to complement the Mothership. I mean, a Mothership by itself is pretty crappy. Looks like he is going for a somewhat of a base trade because he knows that these Stalkers can outmaneuver if he plays his cards right. Broodlords laying siege to his base, and this will be going into a base trade very soon. StartaleParting does not know about this base up here, so he is doing a Templar Archives, or rather setting one up. Does he have a Templar Archives up here? I thought he might have, but no, he was actually just moving the Mothership across the map to meet up with these Stalkers. He's going to be hunkering down in this base, because if this base falls, the game is over for Parting right now. StartaleParting is just destroying everything. He's going to be going through this entire base. There are a lot of gateways out here, meaning that if he loses those, he's going to be in a bad spot. But it looks like the base trade has been initiated. Parting is just going to try and cut through everything else. All the drones have been evacuated right now. This is a really good call, but he does not have enough minerals to make another hatchery, only for an extractor. So he's going to have to be playing his best now. It does look like the income is 300 to 0 right now. He's still mining gas, actually. So, I mean, Broodlords are here. So this will be a Broodlord Blinkstalker base trade. We're going to see how this turns out, guys, because, I mean, who will win? The Mothership is now on the field, and it is moving over, and it has full energy, or rather, it's getting to full energy. So it looks like drones will be not scouting this location. They were on a shift command. So this base is still safe, and a Dark Shrine going down. I absolutely love this because with he does have the Infestors, and granted, Infestors can reveal GTs with their fungal growth. However, he will not have any Overseers once this base falls because he will have no lair. And Broodlords are a good unit, man. So they're just destroying everything in this main base right now. I think I've said that 4 or 5 times. Stalkers are on the map. Let's check out the units tab so we see what's going on, as there's not much production going on anymore. We have 23 Stalkers on Mothership, 2 Archons, and 4 Templars, 7 Broodlords, and 7 Infestors. Of course, we have 2 Lings, some Corruptors, etc. But I guess, wait, no, there are 5 Corruptors. That's important because they will be attacking this Mothership. So we'll have to see. I mean, he does know the Mothership is out on the map, and he does not yet know about this base. Now that he has no buildings, or rather, he cannot build a hatchery. He will be revealed, actually, so Parting will know what's up. So he's going to have to go through and destroy all of these buildings right now. Overlord's just sort of hanging out. But see, they cannot be morphed into Overseers, which is really important. So this will be a base trade, and the buildings left are this extractor, and this extractor. Meaning that Parting's in a good spot if he can just blink in and snipe the extractors real quick. So StartaleParting will have to be very careful. He's moving out across the top of the map right now where this base is. I think he's sort of suspecting that something is going on up there. He needs to find it out quickly. So Parting is moving back to his last stronghold, his last line of defense. Drones are going to be moving up there. They're going to see in a second. Yes, his army is now amassed and they are ready to go. He's going to be checking out the top side real quick, and they are so close, but they do not know each other are there. Oh, they need to be so careful because if this army engages, StartaleParting wins. But if he can just snipe and win the base trade. Here we go. Looks like the Mothership has been brought over. Storm's going to be going down. Big! Oh, man. Massive feedback's going down, bringing... Oh, he cannot save him. So looks like here come the Corruptors. Drones are being pulled too. Big Vortex goes down on all his units. Oh, my God. Storm's going down on top of the Vortex. Going to be sniping all the Corruptors right now. Broodlord's going into the Vortex. But, oh, this is big because as soon as he pops out, Storms are going to go down on all of his units. Here we go, guys. Are you ready for this? The massive pop is coming. Here we go. Everything is coming out. Broodlord's getting demolished. Storm's going down on top of these units. Transfuses go down. But all the Broodlords have been lost. And there is the GG from StartaleParting. Guys, that was a fantastic game. I mean, base trades are always cool to commentate because you want to see how they can outmaneuver each other. But, you know, the Broodlords unfortunately fell to the Archon toilet. I really hope that you enjoyed watching this cast. I hope that you follow me on Twitter at PixieStarcraft if you liked it. And I hope that you'll see more of me at IPL if the guys like it. So, guys, I'm going to be signing off, but thanks for watching.